Hi, let's have a quick look at Money Magnified. This is the screen as we open, and we're going to walk through a quick getting started wizard. So first of all, there's some options that we can have a look at. We'll go to General and Options, and we can choose a few different things here. I'm going to look at the startup view being in weekly mode. I'm going to change the skin, and I can change that here to whichever I choose. I'm going to use Black Vista for this particular video and click on Apply. We can also set up multiple users here, but since this is a short video, we're just going to walk through getting started. So let's set up a few accounts first. We'll go to Accounts and click on Account for New, and we'll give it a name. Let's call it the Payment Account. I'll give it an account number of 1, and again, give it a description. I'll set up one more account as well, and we'll call this the Everyday Account. Okay, the first thing we want to do is enter our opening balances in those accounts. So what we'll do is we'll go to our Income tab and click on Income, choose which account. So let's say it's the Everyday Account, and we'll enter in an opening balance. It's going to ask us if I want to create that as a regular thing, and I'll say yes in this case. And put today's date. Now, these fields are not compulsory, so you can skip over them. We'll skip over description. And we'll just say that in my bank account, I have $1,289.46. And that's a one-off. So I'm just going to click on Save. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for my payments account. So we'll go Income, Payment Account. Opening balance now shows up in the list, which is great. And again, we'll put in their opening balance. And let's say in my payment account I have $723. And again, it's a one-off. Okay, so now when I have a look at my accounts list, let's look at our income list, and I can see those opening balances showing up there. But more importantly, if we go to Events and Events Calendar, I can see the balance of my account as when we started using our Money Magnifier. Okay, so from here we need to enter in all of the different incomes and expenses in our different accounts. So I'm going to choose the payment account, okay, and I'm going to choose a day. So let's say that on the 29th of the month, which is here, we have our car payment. So I'm going to right click, add a expense, and we'll say it's an expense from the car payment. Now there's a list of already existing expenses, but of course you can add your own in the same way as we did with opening balance a few moments ago. So we'll put in there that it's the car payment, and I'll give it an amount of $330 for the month. Now this one is recurring, so I'm going to click on recurring, and then we're going to set up the recurrence of that. So we'll say it starts on the 29th, and it happens monthly, and happens on day 29 of every month. Now I can choose to end after a certain amount of occurrences, or I can just keep it going, in which case I'll keep it going here. So click on Apply. I get a message that says some months have fewer than 29 days, which is true. For these months, it'll happen on the last day of the month, so I'll click on OK. Bang! So now we have an expense going in there on the 29th of every month, which is great. Let's have a look on the 2nd of every month. We go add an income. So what I've done is just right click and add, and I might have an income called rent from a property that I own, and we'll say rental property income. Now this income is passive income, so I'm going to tick it as passive, and I'm going to say that it's $1,300 a month coming to me. Now again, this is recurring, so again we'll click on our recurrence, starting on the 2nd of January, 2nd of the month, monthly, and it's day 2, and again I'm just going to click on Apply, and it'll load that straight in, and I can see my ongoing balances now start to show up here. So as we load in different transactions, we'll be able to see those balances come in. So I'm going to load in one more which everybody loves, which is of course our salary. So I'm going to say that salary, I get paid monthly, and I might get paid on the 15th of the month. So We've already seen that I can right click and add. There's another way. I'm going to go to income and click on the button, which is the same effect. Then I choose which account it's for. I'm going to choose from the list that it's salary. There we go. And say that that's 5,000 per month. And that's not passive, that's active income. There's a big difference, and we will talk about that later on. But it is recurring, and again we'll pop in there that it's monthly, happening on the 15th of every month. Great. And it doesn't have an end, and away we go. So, what are we trying to show here? We're trying to show that on the first of the month we weren't using Money Magnifier, but we started with 723 in our account. Something happened on the 15th, so we can see income of 5,000, and I can see what's happening to my account balance all the way through. So you'll be able to see, let's put in some other expenses. We've done incomes at the moment, so let's go to expense and add in a new expense coming out of this account, and we'll say that it's, we might have rent coming out, we might be paying rent, so let's pop that in there and say that it's $350 per week. So I'll click it as recurring, click on recurrence, say that it comes out every Friday, so we'll start there, and it's weekly. And again we have the options to which day of the week does it come out, and we'll say it's Friday, and apply that in. Alright, so now we can see that rent coming out every week, and I can see the balance of my account because I've got income and expenses. So now there's a few other buttons here that we'll go through in some other videos, but very quickly, if we look at events and monthly events, I can see all of those transactions happening. I can look on any particular day and see the ins and outs of any day, and also load in some new expenses if I would like to. And that's our introduction to Money Magnifier. Alright, so getting started, let's set up some new accounts. Let's enter the opening balances and start to load in the days and dates of payments and expenses. We look forward to seeing you on the next video.